Many faces. That I didn't think that through very well. That doesn't work nearly as well. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Once again, it is the one and only Optibotimus coming to you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Masters of the Universe cartoon collection, Many Faces. Who is the heroic human robot monster? Because that's what he is. And absolutely one of my favorite characters. I don't know why. I just always thought he was really fun. That his face could swap and basically do that Transformers animated Blitzwing thing. Shout out to you, Stacy, who I know you love that particular figure and character. But for the packaging, very similar to what we've gotten before. It is celebrating the 40 years of She-Ra. So you got that logo right there. Now, granted, Many Faces I don't think was ever in an episode of She-Ra, but you know, it is what it is. You got Hordak there in the background. You got Grayskull. You got the clamshell with the little dimple thing, cartoon collection right there in the bottom. Come around to the back of the package, and you can see that this is from the episode The Mystery of Many Faces, which I do remember that episode. It was always really funny because he was playing an actor and everything, and like these little tiny troll, maybe they're not really trolls, I don't know, little people, I don't know, they were just like, it was just, they were hilarious, and I really remember that, and big fan of that. But you got the other figures that are in this wave. We already took a look at Hordak, of course, Triclops, and now we have Many Faces, which I just love the naming of a lot of these. You know, Many Faces, Triclops. He's not like a Cyclops, right? He's a Triclops. It's just funny. But then you can see, then you could rotate his head and reveal the different incarnations of him, like the human, the robot, and the monster. But super, super fun. And of course, we're going to be doing the comparison to the Origins one. I don't have the vintage one, but you get the idea. But for the package on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, why do we say ado? I say it a lot. I know other people say it. So without further ado, maybe I'll start saying that just to be different. So without further ado, let's get this guy out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have Many Faces open up and out of its packaging. And as always, he does come with his mini comic. It's the same one that we've gotten with these other figures in the line with Hordak and Triclops, Slime Lord. Super hoping, I've said this a million times already. Well, I've said it like 3 times. But I do hope we get the Slime Pit. That would be super, super fun. Great art on here. I'm always very impressed. I never read these, though, to be honest. I just kind of flip through usually when I do these reviews, and then I never look at them again. But the art is fantastic on here. It really is. Now, as for Many Faces, what can I say about you, my guy? There's a lot that I like on him, but there's a couple aspects that I don't like. First and foremost, much like Triclops, he doesn't come with any accessories. Well, Hordak didn't really either. I mean, they came with MacGuffins, I guess you could kind of say, like these little bits that were in the episode. He doesn't come with anything. So even though that like Triclops came with something like that, and this is the Origins one. Even though he came with it, he didn't have a weapon or anything. Many Faces doesn't have a weapon either, and that's kind of disappointing because the vintage one obviously did. Now that's a negative for me. Plus side is he looks almost exactly like he did in the cartoon, which is amazing. I absolutely love it. He's got the very large, and you'll see the difference here, but the very large headpiece, great detail all the way around. Colors look fantastic. Everything on here looks good. But then another negative rolls around, and that's where I want to bring in the Origins one, we're going to do the comparison first and foremost. Let's get this kind of sitting there. Here is Man-E-Face's in terms of the Origins figure, which is, again, loosely an update of that vintage figure. You can see a lot of differences. First of all, get the weapon out of the way. I'm sorry. Sorry, Manny. Let's get that. I just ripped his arm off. There we go. His arms don't like going down. That's like it right there. You can see that there is a pretty substantial size difference between them. But you might also notice something. The keen eye viewer might actually notice something. One thing that I really liked about this was the fact that you had this rotation piece right here that allowed you to rotate to the different faces, which is fantastic. But then this entire section here was also articulated, so you could rotate that entire piece around. This guy, he's got, it's kind of blended in a whole lot better, but this top section here rotates the face. So there's the monster, there's the robot. This does not rotate at all, and that's very disappointing in my opinion. They were able to do it with that guy. They weren't able to do it with this one. Very, very disappointing, honestly. And I don't know why they couldn't have done it. I mean, this whole piece does remove. The instructions actually kind of show that it can pop off. How though it does? I have no earthly idea, because it doesn't really show it here. But it says that this part can remove. But I don't, again, I mean, if I keep just playing with it, I'm sure I'll figure it out. But that's very disappointing that they weren't able to make this articulate. And that's a negative for me. That's probably the biggest negative on him. I can get away with he doesn't come with a weapon, because I can always use this one. I just, that's unfortunate. I mean, they were able to do it with this guy. And realistically, they didn't need to do it with this guy, because he you know, the vintage figure didn't articulate there. I mean, it was nice that they put it in there, and I thought that was amazing. They're adding articulation and all that kind of stuff. Why couldn't you have done it with that? But you can see the difference. There are obviously some similarities between them, but this is a much more cartoon representation. It's like, this is the toy, and then they cartoonified it, which works fine. I mean, there's a lot more intricate detail in the design of the toy, which makes sense because you can sculpt it. In terms of the cartoon, you don't want to put all that detail in there, because it's going to be harder to replicate over and over and over again for the most part. So I think they did a pretty decent job. You still can see that there is a good size difference. Obviously, his helmet gets a lot higher, though. But you can see the face right there. Hopefully, let me come in. You can see it a little bit better. There's the regular face, and then we rotate it to the left, and there's the robot face. When you rotate this one, it's his monster's face. So let's do the monster face for comparison. That very similar looking, which looks good. And then the robot. I mean, I do like how this is like integrated a lot better. The robot's face, again, very similar. He's got a little bit lighter of a purple to kind of match with this. He's got a little bit darker of a violet color, bigger eyes and everything. But I mean, for me, it's a. I mean, obviously, his face looks really big in there. For me, though, honestly, it is a downgrade. I mean, the figure itself looks the part, and that's what I'm ultimately going for. But not having that in there is really a bit of a downgrade for me, and it does put me off to the figure to be fair. Articulation-wise, other than that, everything is basically the same. You got the hinge, the swivel, you got the swivel at the elbow, bend at the elbow, the wrists that move forward and back, the waist, you can also rip them apart if you so desire. All those same swappable sections are possible to do. So let's see. Pull you off. I haven't done this yet. I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's not that different, honestly. But it's a thing that you can do if you want to do it. Legs, all that stuff. Hinges, rotation, hacky sack pose. All that stuff is there. So, like, if you want to get him in a dynamic pose, you're literally just going to have to twist his body. But again, you can do the weapon thing, form. So to get him to, he's like RoboCop. He has to turn his entire body to do anything. So I mean, I like him. That's just a definite negative, I think. So just bear that in mind. It is unfortunate that they chose to do that, but it is what it is. And while I still like him, and I will still be using him. Why did these really pop off? While I will still be using him in my display, he's being replaced. It is a point that I want to mention. So there you go, guys. There's my look at the new Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection, Man-E-Faces. If you would like to pick this figure up, he is available right now on various online retailers and things of that nature. For all of those places, there will be links down in the video description, be it Entertainment Earth, where I did get mine, Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, things of that nature. All those links will be down there for you for your earliest convenience. And it also helps out with the channel because a couple of those are affiliate links. So thank you for utilizing those and helping the channel and all that beautiful stuff. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. If you did like the video, I know, again, it's not a Transformer review, but a lot of people still watch these. And in case you haven't remembered, or if you forgot, in the video review of this guy, his arm is still off, I did a giveaway of her, and the winner has been announced. So go check that video out. It's pinned at the top. You will be able to see who that winner is. But until next time, this is Optibotimus saying adios. Au revoir. I completely said that dumb. Au revoir. And Alvida saying